joined here now by ABC 36 News anchor and the host of Let's Talk Kentucky and PhD candidate in political science, Sherelle Roberts. Thanks for coming in.
I'm glad to be here.
So from what we're hearing right now, this could be a real close one for the governor's race.
This absolutely is going to be a close one. The polling, and I'll say about the last month, has been Beshear's up by 6, Beshear's up by 8, Beshear's up by 16. But then we saw this last one, 47-47 with a margin of error 2 to 4%.
What's the change? What was the change?
So, you know, the change is people are paying attention. Before the election, we're all trying to take care of the kids, go to work, buy our groceries. We're not paying as much attention as we normally would. But when we get into those closer days, when you're being bombarded by commercials, when you are getting those mail pieces, people start to decide. And so these later polls, people are deciding. They're being very decisive about who they want to vote for. And that's why we're seeing those numbers so close. But it's not surprising. It's really not. It's not.
This is a red state after all. It could be a big night for the Republicans on the down ticket.
Yeah, so I think what we're going to see is very typical behavior when it comes to Republican-Democrat dynamics, partisan dynamics here in the state in the down ballot races. So the agriculture commissioner, the treasurer, the auditor, we're going to, it's being favored. It's pretty much, we're seeing that the Republicans are favored in those races. However, it is the governor's race. That's the one we're going to have to watch. That could be the toss-up.
Because you were explaining earlier, if Beshear gets so much, that may pull some of the Democrats down ticket on over.
So that is really wishful thinking. When I was talking to some of the Democrat strategists, they were saying that if the governor does really well tonight, like he's up by 6 points or 10 points, then maybe he's going to create some coattails for some of those down ballot races to maybe win. But we're really realistically not looking at that. It's going to be 2 to 4% for whoever wins, because both of these candidates are very popular within their respective parties. Governor Beshear is one of the most popular governors in the United States with approval ratings of 64%. Daniel Cameron, one of the most popular Republicans, when he ran the first time and was elected, he received like record number of votes, even more than when Matt Bevin was running at the same time. So both very, very popular within their respective parties. It's just, have they angered the moderates and the independents enough to swing some of those votes?
So let's talk about turnout. The Secretary of State has said that he thinks it'll be a 42% turnout statewide, but you're hearing very different numbers when it comes to the counties.
So I think we're hearing a little bit higher numbers. So for example, Louisville is expecting a 50% voter turnout. That is astronomical. 50%. And then in Fayette County, I spoke with the Fayette County clerk, Susan Lamb, and she said just based upon the early voting numbers, they're seeing double the amount that they saw last time we voted. So people are really interested in this race, and it's high stakes because there's so many economic issues. There's so many issues like dealing with schools, transgender issues, sexual orientation, and dealing with those economic issues. I mean, a pack of bologna cost more than it cost last time we voted. Inflation is a real thing. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Sherelle. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right.